only coming from eyes in the sky, not eyes on the ground.
Well, and we have made clear it's a preliminary report, but this is the only intelligence report that so far has.
Well, then why
has
would
been
you
made
run with it? Because you're assuming. But you're assuming this report is the report, and it is absolutely not even close report. Do you know how many intelligence agencies briefings I have sat in?
Senator, and you said on armed services, and you just said you do not trust the Defense Intelligence Agency's report.
No,
what I said that you're going to bring up with the Pentagon?
No, what I said is I don't trust this report, because I have said in briefings now for 12 years. I was on the Intel Committee in the House. Not one time did we have DIA ever come in and brief us. That was not where our briefings are coming from. In fact, go back and see all the intelligence briefings we've had that's been public and been in private that's been released. Have you ever seen DIA one time ever brief Congress? Ever. One time ever brief Congress? No, they have not.
Have you seen intelligence, though, that contradicts what the DIA is saying so far?
Well, I've seen reporting, not reporting from you, but I've seen reports come out. As far as a full briefing, we haven't, as you know, we've already said this. The briefing has been pushed to Thursday, but the initial reports we have 100% contradicts what DIA was saying here. And I'm not saying DIA isn't capable. DIA is capable. I'm saying this report is not an accurate report. I don't even know where this report came from. I don't know who authorized this report or where they gathered their intelligence, but there's no way. There's multiple people inside DIA, Caitlin. But how did this person that brought this report together, how did they get their information? Where did their information come from? Because it wasn't collective around the ICs, as I've said before, not to repeat myself, of gathering the information with individuals that was actually on ground, not the assumption. So I don't know where this report was generated from. I know it was reported out of as a DIA, but why?
There is a reason, obviously, that people want to know about the intelligence here, that the American people do, because, I mean, there have been moments in the United States history pretty recently where flawed intelligence has led the United States into war. So do you believe that the case should be made to the American people to back up the president's claim that he is making based on intelligence, not just what he is saying?
Well, Caitlin, that's a far-fetched compared to where we have been to where we are today. Different presidents, different reasons behind. President Trump's mission going into this was very clear.
And Trump criticized those presidents.
Well, I would say that in some cases, rightfully so, criticizing the presidents. But when you start looking at what our mission was, every president since Bill Clinton has made it very clear that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Every single president has said that. And President Trump actually delivered it and did something about it. When you start talking about the assumption of miscrediting what information, there's some that will be shared. There will be a success report come out to the American people, but we can't go into full detail because there's a lot of this stuff that is classified and should stay classified for obvious reasons. Like the way we were able to get the intel, the way we were able to get in without being noticed, why we delivered the 30 Tomahawk missiles before the B-2 showed up, how we knew what weapons to be used, how we knew how to calculate those weapons, what our entry points were, where we knew to precisely hit where it'd be most effective. All that information will not be shared, but the success of it has already been told. But the full reports of it that we can share will be shared with the American people. President Trump's the most transparent president we've had.
You're saying that intelligence will be shared, will be made public.
No. I said this stuff. No,
Caitlin. Program was obliterated.
Caitlin, don't put words in my mouth. What I said is the stuff that can be shared will be shared.
I'm just clarifying.
I did. Well, I thought I was pretty clear. The stuff that can be shared will be shared.
Okay, Senator, let me ask you about what Republicans are working on Capitol Hill, as well as waiting on those intelligence briefings when it comes to the signature legislation that Republicans are working to get passed. I want to ask you about a comment that was reported on by Punchbowl News that Senator McConnell said to your colleagues earlier, talking about failure is not an option here in getting this passed. He was reportedly quoted as saying, I know a lot of us are hearing from people back home about Medicaid, but they'll get over it. Is that how you heard that comment? And do you think that is an effective message from your Republican colleagues?
That is absolutely not the way I heard that message. What I do remember 100%, Mitch McConnell only spoke for maybe 60 seconds and said failure is not an option. We've been in these positions before. We have to make tough decisions. We're elected to make tough decisions, but the American people chose this Republican party to lead, and we have to lead, and failure is not an option. That was pretty much summed it up. The other part about the Medicaid, I don't remember that at all. I was in the meeting, obviously, and I don't remember that being stated.